Hey everyone, it's Lindsay here with my favorite quilt store, and today we are taking a look at the Corinne Lapierre wool felt craft kits. So we have quite a few of these. This one here is a little ballerina mouse. It is so cute. Then we have, let's see, do they have names? Oh, Marcel the Sailor Bear. He is so cute. I love his little striped shirt and his little sailor, or he has like a little sailboat in his hand. We have a felt hummingbird. So these can be used as ornaments, little dolls. Some of them have strings to be used as like ornaments. And then the others are mostly like little dolls. So here we have a llama. So cute. Llamas are so popular. And then we have a needle case. So you can make this first and then make all the other projects, and you have something to keep your needles in. Look how cute those florals are. They have such pretty colors in each of these. Next we have a Highland cow. This one says it's easy. You can see here they have 3 spools and it's beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So the Highland cow is easy. And then this little mouse, the aviator, he is advanced. He's got a lot of pieces to him, so I could see how this one would be advanced. Let's see. I think today we're going to go ahead and open up the hummingbird and do this one here. So let's open it up, take a look, see what all is inside, see what comes in each of these. Let me go ahead and move some of these over. And we'll take a look. So, let's see. These are based in Yorkshire, England. They are passionate about our little boxes full of creativity. Everything is included to complete your project except the scissors. High quality materials, detailed instructions, full scale templates, a stitch guide, and DMC thread and embroidery needle is what comes in the box. So, let's get my little scissors here. Open this up. Okay. So everything you need is in this box except for scissors, which you can also pick up here when you purchase your kit. So we've got our stuffing that is going to go inside of our hummingbird. We've got a little ribbon. I'm assuming this is to hang it. Then we have some pink felt, blue felt, and green felt. These are so nice. They feel really good. They don't feel like they're going to stretch too much at all. So that's what we really want in this. So next we have, oh, how cute. It says your kit was made by Gemma. So I guess Gemma packed this one. That's really cute that they do that. And then they have a craft Facebook group where you can use this code to scan and take you to the Facebook group. That's really cool. Okay, so now we have our instructions. Very nice. They have photos. So we have, this is the hummingbird that we're making. And then it has all the instructions you need, and then it's got photos in here for each step of the way. Then we have a stitch guide, which will be very helpful, but also might break my brain. But we're gonna do this together. So this is what the stitch guide looks like. And then we've got these templates here. Here's the template. And then I think I'm gonna make a copy of this so that I don't mess up the original. And then here are all of our threads, all of our pretty colors that we're gonna need. And then we have our needle. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. But we have our embroidery needle here. so let's go ahead and I'm going to go make a copy of this and I will be right back. Okay, so I made my copy. Here it is. I went ahead and just put it on the copier at 100% so that it did not change any size. And then I just made sure by putting it up next to each other, taking a look through the light to make sure that they were exact. And they are perfect. So we will get started. Okay, so the first thing our instructions say to do are cut the templates and transfer to the felt by drawing around the template with a pin directly onto the felt, and then cut all of the felt pieces. Please note that stitching is done using only one strand of thread unless stated otherwise. 2 strands will be noted as 2s, 3s, or 2 strands and 3 strands, and so on. To split your thread, simply cut a length and pull 1 or more strands. So just like you would do for any other embroidery project like cross stitch or anything that you need to separate your threads with. Okay, so here is my template. We're going to use paper scissors. We're going to use paper scissors for cutting out our templates. Okay, so we've got the wing feathers cut out. It also notes what color to use to cut out, so that's very nice. Okay. So now we have all of our templates cut out, and I'm just going to grab all those, put them together, and put them on whichever color felt that we need. So let me move everything else to the side. Don't need that. Okay. So now, let's see. Okay, so the beak goes on the pink. The tail is on the pink. The wings are on the pink. And then the body is in moss. And the, what is this called? Turquoise. The wings are in turquoise. So we have to cut 2 of each of these. So we are going to take this friction pin that can be erased or ironed away with heat, and that way, in case we don't cut perfectly or anything like that, we can always remove it. So here I am just going along the outside of my template. Tracing. The body. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this for the rest of my templates, and then we'll come back and get started. So now we have all of our pattern pieces traced out onto our felt. There and then there. So I do recommend tracing all of them before cutting out. So let me just find some good scissors. Okay, so now I'm going to use these Kai 5-inch scissors to cut out my felt. These have a shorter scissor blade and an angled like nose, so these are going to be good for getting in those small crevices. They work really good I do love to use these on smaller projects. You want to make sure you have a really nice pair of scissors when you're cutting this felt so that it's nice and angled and perfect when you're cutting. Do you guys like small projects like this? Like taking a break from quilting or sewing, you know, those bigger projects, just to kind of have something achievable in, you know, a couple hours. The satisfaction of getting a smaller project done really makes me happy. And I've never done one of these. I do a lot of embroidery, hand embroidery, cross stitching, needlepoint, and things like that, but I've never really worked with a felt kit like this. I've made like things for my kids with felt and hot glue, obviously, but never anything like this. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. Okay, so there's 2 wings down. We've got 2 more to go. I'm gonna cut this down, and I'm a crafter, so obviously I'm gonna hoard this extra felt. Don't know when I'll need it, but it'll be there when I do. So let's go ahead and cut these wings apart again. And I'm just going to speed the rest of this up so you don't have to watch me cut for 3 hours. Okay. We're on the last piece, which is the beak. And I think this is going to turn out so cute. I love the colors already, and I haven't even done anything except for cut out. So let's grab our instructions and see what's next. So it says to roll the pink triangle in your hands to create a cone shape. And then we're going to sew along the edge. I think I'm not doing this totally right. We're going to sew along the edge with a whip stitch to close it. If you wet your hands and roll the cone vigorously between your hands, I'm not wetting it because I don't have any water nearby, but that worked pretty good. Yeah. I don't know if I have any water nearby from an iron, but that's working pretty good. Okay, so now we gotta find our pink thread. You're gonna have more than enough thread, that's for sure. So I do love that they give you lots of extra just in case you need to seam rip or anything like that. Let's hope we don't have to. Kind of a go with the flow gal, so even if I have to seam rip, I probably won't. Okay, so again, it said 1 strand, so I am going to, you know what? Okay, let's go ahead and cut this in half, just to make it more manageable. Then I'm going to grab 1 strand and slowly pull apart. Separated. Now I gotta figure out how to open this little needle. This is tape. It doesn't say what size needle this is, but it feels like a good quality needle. Okay, so I am not a good stitch teacher. So if you need a refresher on how to do any of these stitches or you don't know how to do any of them, the stitch guide is pretty helpful. So our first stitch that we're going to do with our cone is a whip stitch. So you're basically going on the inside of each edge to bring them together. And this is not going, this one, you're definitely not going to be able to see me do because this thing is just so teeny. But I'm just going in on each side. It's so weird. I've never stitched on felt before either, so learning curve for me. You just have to make sure that you're getting a little, like, far enough into those fibers that it's not going to pull it straight out. Almost to the end of the beak. And then I'll show you what I've done. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go with one more. Just back there. Just to hold the tip together. Tie off and then exit through the back somewhere. So now we've got our little beak. It's so cute. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut those threads. I'm just gonna leave them a little bit for now because I don't know what else it wants me to do. So here is our beak. Oh my gosh, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. This teeny tiny little cone that I swirled in my hand and then used a whip stitch to put it back together. So we are going to set that aside next to our stuffing because we don't need that right now. Okay, I know I'm always showing you guys needle minders over on Instagram, but I just can't help it. They're so cute. And with a project like this, you want to be able to find your needle whenever you're done, because I already lost my needle once and I've only sewn one thing together. So I wanted to go and show you these real quick. So this is the Mind the Pollinator needle minder. This one is a cute little ladybug. It's so cool. I think, I don't know if it's just the plastic, but this one may not hold scissors. We do have scissor minders as well if you like to keep your scissors handy too. This one is a favorite that we just got in. This is the Strawberry Patch from the Tipsy Needle. So cute. This is perfect for these projects. I'm gonna put my needle on that one just to keep that. This is also from the Tipsy Needle. This is the Be Mine. That's so cute. And then the last one I have right here is from the Quilting Bee. This is, oh, it's the Quilting Bee from Lori Holt. I was like, I knew that looked familiar. Yeah, so it's Lori Holt. It's a cute little sewing machine. It almost looks like a stamp, but her needle minders are some of the best. They're so heavy, but not too heavy that they're going to weigh down your project. But we're just going to leave those here. I'm going to borrow the Strawberry Patch one during my project. Even straight through the wrapper, it still works really good. So you can see my needle's not falling off. Got it right on there. So that's going to hold my needle in place while we do this. Okay, so now place the pink feather piece on the marl turquoise. I'm going to place the pink feather on top of the turquoise, just like that, right on top. Then we're going to start with 3 lines of brown backstitch to hold the pink felt in place. You can see that I still do have some of the pin marks here. You can either go ahead and iron those out now so that you don't see them, or when you're done. I know a lot of people like to press their embroidery with a little tiny iron, just to kind of set those stitches nicely. So let's see, we're going to find our brown. Got my brown. We're going to cut that in half again. You know, I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole strand just so that I don't have to do that. So if I've already used the strands, I'm just going to put them here over to the side where I can find them and use them again because I'm not done with them, I don't believe. Okay, so. Okay. So I'm going to start from the bottom edge here. Bottom edge of the inside wing feather. And I'm going to do a nice back stitch. Oops, we forgot a knot. Okay, so next, I think I'm going to just go ahead and bring in the camera closer and let you kind of watch. I don't think I'm going to go through every single spot because I've already been sitting here for close to an hour. And I'll just film some of the process as I go so that you can see what I'm doing. So first, it had me attach the smaller pink feather to the larger blue feather and do a back stitch for 3 lines. Next, I'm going to do a lazy daisy stitch, which is going to be 3 little loops at the top of each of those. Those are also in, what is this, brown. So a lazy daisy is basically the same thing as a chain stitch, but it's just doing a single. So you want to position that string behind your needle. And we're going to leave that loose. And I'm going to go in to the other side here. To tie this off here. Pretty. Okay. So now you can see I've got those 3 little sections here done. Then the next, it looks like I'm going to use a yellow chain stitch along the outer edge of this inner wing. That'll be super pretty. And then the insides of my lazy daisies, if I can get them to stay open, will be yellow as well. Alright, so I'm done with the brown for now. Next, we're going to use yellow. Oh, yeah, that's lazy daisy. Yeah, chain stitch yellow with one strand. Chain stitch is my favorite stitch. I don't think I've ever done it with one strand, so I'm excited to see how this is going to look. Because I do have another craft kit that we got while we were at H&H. If you don't know what H&H is, it's like the quilt market, but for all the crafts, like fiber and fabric and all the things. So there were tons of cute little craft kits like this. Like Corinne was there. I don't know the name of the one that we got, but we're going to have those on the website very soon. They're little animals, and then you basically do the same thing, but they're not on felt, they're on a cotton fabric. And they also had some felt ones. They had like cats in bathing suits and things like that. It was so cute. I can't wait to get those. We'll definitely be making a video on those because they had Halloween ones, and I love Halloween. Okay, so this right here might be the last stitch that I show you of me actually stitching this thing, just because I do think that it's going to take me a little longer. And if I can sit in a comfy chair and stitch, I would love that, rather than here. Okay, not big enough. So if you, I like to knot. I don't like to leave a tail and then go back and, you know, feed it through, just because knots are easy. But if you are a knot person like me, you're going to want to like maybe double or triple that knot up when you're going through felt, because it just kind of slips right through. Okay. I think I need to be pretty small on this. So once I get over this edge, I'll bring in a little closer, just because you're not going to be able to see this one hardly. Okay, so this is the last of the stitching that I'm going to show you in this video. It's Friday, so I'm going to take this home over the weekend, get this stitched up, and hopefully completely done with this hummingbird. So here is what I'm leaving off with. I've got the back stitches, the fill stitches, and the chain stitches of the yellow right there. It's kind of hard to see, but I love the colors. I love everything about this so far. I am working on an intermediate kit, so if you are new to hand embroidery, or not super comfortable with it, I definitely suggest starting out with one of the easier kits. So this one here, the Highland Cow, this is probably the one I would suggest to start with, just because it's got minimal stitch types. You're just doing a back stitch, straight stitch, and then a blanket stitch to put him together. Oh, you also probably have to do a whip stitch to make his little horns. But other than that, I think these are really great. We're going to turn it over to future me here in a second to see how she did when she was finished making this. But I love all of these. I can't wait for you guys to get these in hand and start stitching up. So if you make any of these, please be sure to tag me at My Favorite Quilt Store on all socials. And if you want to see more like of these videos and more products like this from us, please let us know in the comments so that we can make note of it and we can get more kits in just like this and, you know, just make everyone happy. So, future Lindsay, let's see what she got. Okay, I am back. It is Monday. I finished my project over the weekend and I'm so excited to show it to you. It is so, so cute. So, let me get it out here. Here is the final project. It is so cute. All the colors, everything went really nicely together. So you had to attach the wings, you had to embroider the wings and attach them to another just plain blank wing. Then you had to embroider both sides of the tail, stitch those together, and then attach it there. And then we also have this nice little string that you can use to hang it. This would be really cute on like a baby mobile, or this is a perfect Christmas ornament. Just a nice little gift if you wanted to gift to somebody, or you can even just gift them the kit. That would be so fun for the crafter in your life. So I just want to talk about a little bit of what helped me throughout making this. So the instructions were really, really great. I had no issues putting anything together. The stitch guide really helps you to get it all together. This one, let's see, how many stitches did we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different stitches. So a whip stitch on the nose, then a blanket stitch to put everything together. We have some French knots, we have some back stitching, fill stitching, chain stitching, and then just some straight stitching. Oh, and the lazy daisies. We had a lot of lazy daisies. So I think that was really, really good variety. So if you're getting into embroidery or you want to learn some, these are really great for that. And then you get like a finished like 3D object out of it, because a lot of the times when you're embroidering something, you know, it's on flat, you're framing it, anything like that, and it's nice to have something different. So let's see where to go. Okay, so this is one product that I wanted to show you that really helped me. This one's a little crusty and dusty, but this is the Tech thimble tape. So it comes in a roll like this, and it's kind of like a bandage material or a cast material, and you just take about 10 to 12 inches of this and you wrap it around whichever finger that you want it to go on. It sticks to itself, and then the moisture from your hands will help it harden up a little bit, and you can do it as thick or as thin as you like. I did what it recommended, which is 10 to 12 inches, and I just wrap that around my thumb. And then you can take these off. They're reusable, so you can reuse it a couple times throughout your project until you can't anymore. And I think you'll know when it comes to that time. So I really am loving this Tech tape. Hopefully we'll be getting some in soon, so you'll be able to buy it. And then this project bag, it's kind of hard to see. This is a Tula Pink Coral Reef project bag. It's clear. It's got a nice little print here on the front with the flowers and the seahorse and little fish, and then the back has these waves, and so when it's put together it looks like one really nice design. So these are really good. This is a good size. We have a couple different sizes of this. They each have a different design on it, but this is the biggest one that we have from this collection, I believe. I'll double check that and throw some others up on the screen if that isn't true. But you can see everything that you want in your bag while it's still being super cute. It's got really nice hardware. So the zipper pull is a nice gold, and then it's got an anchor on it, which is really, really cute and goes great with that collection. So if you're a fan of tulip pink or you just want a really fun project bag, these are really great. So then I had a ton of stuff left over. And if you're like me and you are a craft hoarder, you're going to want to put this on a little card and save it for later. So I'm going to put this with my 100 Ladies project so that I can use these strands for my 100 Ladies. And I think we have, well, like I said, you have more than enough thread. I didn't even use a couple of these colors. I'm not sure where, maybe if you wanted to change out the colors yourself, but I didn't end up using orange at all, or the tan color. I'm not really sure where those were meant to go because it didn't give anything about those in the instruction. So, oh, and then we had a ton of stuffing left over. So you could definitely use this to create a second one if you had different colors of felt at home already on hand. That would be really cool. But they gave you plenty of stuff to work with in this project. So if you'd like to see more of these, please let me know in the comments. If you make them, please send them our way. You can send it to the marketing at myfavoritequiltstore.com and I'll see all your photos there, or just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. I will see them, and I just love to see all of your projects. I can't wait to make another one of these. Let me know in the comments which one you think I should make next. Happy sewing!